She was pretty and she was so demure. Smelled like flowers and her thoughts are pure. And I thought that she was the queen of it all. We spoke, I hung on her every word. Got a number, yeah, and I worked up my nerve. One Friday night in October, we had ourselves a ball. And I had me a hot rod Century, and a pretty girl riding next to me. She told me she loved me, and it felt so nice. But a hot rod Century ain't as long as it ought to be. So here's to the memory, and let's say goodnight. We were young and the time moved slow. I'd pick her up and she was always ready to go. And we go out riding and ride around all night. And she looked like a schoolboy's dream. She's a vision in pastels and paint. Sometimes a vision don't always work out right. And I had me a hot rod Century, and a pretty girl riding next to me. She told me she loved me, and it felt so nice. But a hot rod Century ain't as long as it ought to be. So here's to the memory, and let's say goodnight. We grew apart like young folks do, and I still believe that love can be true. Whoa. I ain't seen her in quite a while. I bet she wears her hair in the same old style. She ain't never been trendy, and she ain't never been cool. And I heard she's got a real nice life. She's a mother and a good man's wife. And I am just a lonely rock and roll fool. And I had me a hot rod Century, and a pretty girl riding next to me. She told me she loved me, and it felt so nice. But a hot rod Century ain't as long as it ought to be. So here's to the memory, let's say goodnight. Do one for the memory, let's say goodnight.